Years of loss. Years of loss.
The Zohar first appeared in Spain in the 13th century and was published by a Jewish writer named Moses de León. De León ascribed the work to Shimon bar Yochai, a rabbi of the 2nd century during the Roman persecution. This rabbi, according to Jewish legend, hid in a cave for 13 years studying the Torah and was inspired by the prophet Elijah to write the Zohar. This accords with the traditional claim by adherents that Kabbalah is the concealed part of the Oral Torah. To some, the Zohar is the words of Satan, and to others is the words of a Jewish god. Many mainstream Jews have distanced themselves from the Zohar and the Kabbalah altogether. She isn't mentioned explicitly in the Hebrew Bible, but the Kabbalah teaches the existence of Lilith in the Zohar, the first woman who existed before Eve and was Adam's first wife. The Kabbalistic literature describes Lilith as having fallen out with Adam and subsequently vanishing from the Garden of Eden by speaking the secret name of God. It is only after this point that God creates Eve, which is a complete lie. Lilith is described as an evil, unchaste, demonic figure working with Satan. In more recent times, feminist writers have embraced the figure of Lilith as a symbol of the struggle against patriarchy. This could be one of the reasons why many women will follow the Anti Christ, the Dajjal, who will work with the jinns. The Zohar is an evil book. It makes its reader invoke the negative energies of Lilith and allows them to use it in our realm for personal gain. The Freemasons, Illuminati, Satanists, whatever you want to call them, practice the black arts of the Kabbalah and consult the Zohar. Kabbalah teaches, amongst other things, that eventually you can become so godlike, so close to Yahweh, that you no longer require the Torah. If you're a Muslim, you won't need the Quran. And if you're a Christian, then the Bible becomes a hopeless book that you no longer need to be obeying God Almighty. You can basically be God yourself, which is utter blasphemy. Yitzhak Kaduri, who is Israel's leading rabbi of the Kabbalah, was a person who gave prophecies and dispensed magic. Kaduri famously made a lot of money through the sale of his magic amulets, which were supposedly helpful to those looking for divine protection, fertility, health, and wealth. Kaduri gave his blessings to Benjamin Netanyahu, Ehud Barak, and many Israeli prime ministers. So, Yitzhak Kaduri was like the Benny Hinn of Israel, only perhaps worse, by making pacts with jinns, demons, and fallen spirits. Kaduri made a prophecy that the Messiah will come after Ariel Sharon's death. Kaduri was not talking about Jesus, who the Christians and Muslims are waiting for, and good Jews, of course. Kaduri was actually referring to the Anti Christ, the Dajjal. Several things are interesting about this Kaduri prophecy. Firstly, Kaduri spent all his life pursuing powers from the enemies of God. Might that suggest the source of his prophecy? And secondly, there is no record of Kaduri ever repenting or turning to God. His prophecies spoke of a coming Messiah, a coming Christ. However, we have been warned that an evil man will come one day and claim to be the Messiah and won't be. He will claim to be God. But our God is not one-eyed.
If this is Akhiru Zaman, then remember the mastermind of Akhiru Zaman is Al-Masih Dajjal. about whom the Prophet said sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wasallam, every prophet has warned his people about Dajjal. You've heard it so many times, you could end the hadith for me now. Every prophet has warned his people about Dajjal. And the Prophet Nuh alayhi salam warned his people about Dajjal. Hadith of Sahih Bukhari. But I am going to tell you something that no one has ever said before. So this is saved for the last. So this must be of absolutely crucial importance. What is it? Dajjal sees with the left eye. He's blind in the right eye. It looks like a bulging grape. But your Lord is not one-eyed. Between his eyes on his forehead is written the word kafir. Kaf, fa, ra.
You get back to the Masonic fraternity of Freemasonry.
Yeah.
Their great symbol is G. You'll look at the star on the compass, which is a stylized Star of David. In fact, they have the entire Star of David in many Masonic temples. Why is that? Masonry is a study of Judaism and of the Kabbalah.
The Jewish Tribune newspaper, on October 28, 1927, stated, "Freemasonry is based on Judaism. Eliminate the teachings of Judaism from the Masonic ritual, and what is left?"
Albert Pike said in his book Morals and Dogma that the Kabbalah is the very basis. Without the Kabbalah, we would not have the 33 rituals of the Masonic Lodge. But the god they worship, the great architect, is Moloch, the star god.